Yo, what's up Tech Squad? It's your boy Histransform here and welcome back to my channel where we break down all the juicy gadget gossip before it hits your feed. Man, if you've been following me for a while, you know I live for these moments when a single leak or rumor drops and suddenly the whole smartphone world is on fire. Today, oh man, we're diving deep into something that's going to make you seriously rethink that shiny new Android flagship you've been eyeing for the holidays. Picture this. It's October 2025, the leaves are changing, you're scrolling through your current phone thinking, yeah, time for an upgrade, beast mode performance, killer cameras, that buttery smooth 144Hz screen. But then, bam, the price tag hits like a freight train. Why? Because Qualcomm's latest Brainiac chip, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, is straight up jacking up costs in a way that's got everyone whispering, is premium tech worth this wallet workout? We're talking estimates that could push your next phone into straight treat yourself or sell a kidney territory. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be double checking your savings account. If you're new here, what's good? Smash that like button right now and subscribe with the bell on. We are about to cross 5K subs. What's your dream phone for the end of 2025? Galaxy S26, Redmagic, Xiaomi, or OnePlus? All right, let's jump in. Fire. We'll unpack the full price history with some wild numbers, why these costs are skyrocketing like a bad crypto pump, Qualcomm's clever dual sourcing chess move to fight back, a quick side eye at the competition, and most importantly, what it all means for you and your upgrade game. Grab a snack, maybe some coffee because it's gonna be a ride, hit play, and let's roll. First off, let's set the stage real quick, because if you're not deep in the weeds on this, it might sound like tech babble. Qualcomm's chips, they're the absolute heartbeat of most high-end Android phones out there. Samsung Galaxies, Redmagic, OnePlus Beasts, even some Motorola and Sony flagships. Think of them like the Ferrari V12 engine crammed under the hood of your daily driver. Without them, no zippy multitasking, no ray-traced gaming that makes Genshin Impact look cinematic, no AI wizardry that edits your photos before you even ask. But here's the hot tea that's been brewing for weeks. Every single year, these chips evolve, getting smaller, smarter, more power efficient, but yeah, way pricier to manufacture. Our insider hero, Abhishek Yadav, the massive shout out to him on X, that's at Yabhishek HD if you want to follow for more leaks, just dropped a thread that's got the whole industry buzzing. He laid out these eye-popping estimates on what phone makers, or OEMs like Samsung and Google, are actually shelling out to Qualcomm per chip. And no, this ain't the retail price you slap down at Best Buy, it's the wholesale cost that inevitably trickles down to us, consumers, like a sneaky sales tax. Let me break it down super simple, step by step like we're chatting over burgers. Imagine you're running a pizza joint, and every year the cheese and pepperoni suppliers hike prices because their farms got fancy new tech. Same vibe with chips. Kicking off way back in late 2021 with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, that beast cost OEMs about $120 to $130 a pop. Solid entry-level premium, right? Launched in phones like the Galaxy S22, powered through the early 5G boom without breaking the bank. Then came the refreshed 8 Plus Gen 1 in mid-2022, still chilling in that 120 to 130 sweet spot. No drama, just tweaks for better battery life. But fast forward to 2023's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Boom, $160. A noticeable jump, but hey, it brought that insane Adreno GPU for smoother gaming and the first whispers of on-device AI. Phones like the S23 Ultra flew off shelves. 2024's 8 Gen 3, things heated up to $170 to $200. We're talking 20 to 30% hikes year over year, fueling that AI camera craze and those epic 8K video chops. Now, slide into the current king, the Snapdragon 8 Elite from late 2024. Over $220 per unit. That's the 3nm monster that's been dominating benchmarks, edging out even Apple's A18 in multi-core scores. And get this, the bombshell for 2025. The upcoming Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, fresh estimates peg it at $240 to $280. That's a straight 27% leap from the current Elite. Hold on to your hats though, because the whispers for Gen 6 in 2026, easily smashing past $300, maybe even touching $350, $400 if manufacturing costs keep climbing. I mean, $300 plus for a single chip? Guys, that's not pocket lint. That's serious dough. If a phone maker's dropping that much just on the brain power, guess what ripples out? Your next Galaxy S26, Pixel 10, or OnePlus 14 is gonna hit shelves at $1,200 to $1,500 easy. We're not talking budget bumps. We're in finance at over 24 months territory.
Oof, and that's before taxes, trade-ins, or whatever inflation curveball 2025 throws. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be double-checking your savings account. To visualize this madness, picture a quick price ladder. Gen 1 at 125 average, Gen 2 at 160, Gen 3 at 185, Elite at 220, Gen 5 at 260-ish, Gen 6 at 325. It's like watching your gym membership double every year. At some point, you gotta ask if the gains are worth the pain. So, why this full-on price apocalypse? Let's point the finger where it belongs. The factory floor. Enter TSMC, the Taiwanese manufacturing overlord that's basically the wizard printing these microscopic silicon miracles on wafers thinner than a hair. They're pushing boundaries with nodes. That's tech speak for how tiny they pack the transistors, those tiny switches that make your phone compute. The Gen 5, it's rocking TSMC's upgraded 3nm N3P process. Sounds sci-fi? It is. We're talking billions of transistors squeezed into a space the size of your fingernail, like cramming an entire New York City skyline into a matchbox. Efficiency skyrockets. Longer battery on the same juice, AI that runs locally without phoning home to the cloud, graphics that handle AAA games at max settings without melting your pocket. But cool comes at a cost. Literally. Last year, the original Elite was Android's first big 3nm play, a direct shot at Apple's A-series fortress. Partners like Samsung and Google gulped and paid the premium to stay competitive. Now for Gen 5, TSMC's cranking wafer prices even higher. A single 3nm N3E wafer, that's the raw silicon disk, gets sliced into hundreds of chips, runs $25,000. Bump to N3P for the premium stuff, $27,000. And for the 2nm jump in Gen 6, locked at $30,000 per wafer. Unchanged, but still a wallet killer compared to older tech. Reports say Qualcomm and even MediaTek already coughed up 24% more for Gen 5 prototypes earlier this year. No cap. TSMC is the gatekeeper for this bleeding-edge wizardry. They're like that one exclusive club DJ who knows you need the gig but charges VIP prices. Pay up, or spin records at home. Think about the domino effect. Phone brands, they're trapped in a vice. Option 1, jack up retail prices on us, bye-bye to sub-$1,000 flagships. Option 2, cut corners elsewhere, swap that premium Gorilla Glass for something cheaper, shave battery capacity, or dial back on those fancy vapor chamber cooling systems. Or option 3, delay launches, which nobody wants in this cutthroat market. It's a tragedy nobody signed up for, especially when mid-rangers with last-gen chips are still slaying for half the dough. But hold up, Qualcomm ain't just chilling with their hands up. Nah, they're playing 4D chess with what's called the dual sourcing strategy. Break it down. Don't bet the farm on one supplier. Qualcomm's scouting Samsung's factories as a legit backup plan. Samsung's rolling out their own 2nm GAA process. GAA is geek speak for gate all around, a next-level transistor design that stacks them even tighter for better power and heat management. And get this, Samsung's dangling sweetheart deals because obviously they crave whales like Qualcomm. Why ship empty fabs when you can crank out Snapdragons, right? This is straight genius for leverage. Imagine Qualcomm telling TSMC, yo, Samsung's undercutting your rates by 10 to 15%, match it or we're splitting the order. Boom, negotiation power unlocked. If they divvy up production, say 60% TSMC for reliability, 40% Samsung for cost savings, prices could stabilize for Gen 6. Plus, Samsung's already getting fat discounts because they move millions of flagships yearly, right? Volume screams bargain me. Smaller players like Nothing or Fairphone, they'll eat the full premium. But for the big leagues, this could be the lifeline that keeps 2026 from total chaos. Right now, though, Gen 5 is pretty much sealed at that $240 to $280 zone. Abhishek and Lembers are industry whispers, so final tags hinge on secret handshake deals, bulk orders, even global shipping hiccups. But the trajectory, straight up like a rocket. And with TSMC holding firm on 2nm wafers, Gen 6 breaching $300, Qualcomm Samsung flirtation isn't optional, it's survival mode. Speaking of survival, let's pivot to the competition because Android's not a one-horse race. While Qualcomm is playing premium pricing poker, MediaTek's Dimensity squad is lurking like the budget ninja. Their upcoming Dimensity 9500, word on the street is it's clocking in at just $180 to $200 per unit, over 50% cheaper than Gen 5. That's huge for OEMs hunting value. Sure, it might not edge out Qualcomm and raw GPU grunt, but for 85% of the performance at half the cost, brands like Vivo, Oppo, or even budget Galaxy A's could flock there. Imagine a flagship killer pixel with Dimensity. Google's been teasing custom chips, but this could accelerate the shift. It's got me wondering, is Qualcomm's premium push gonna backfire? Or will their ecosystem lock-in, that modem magic for 5G, 6G, keep them king? Drop your take in the comments, Team Snapdragon or Dimensity disruptor. Hold up for a real talk moment. Remember the glory days? 2018 flagships like the Note 9 at $600? Pure bliss. Now, $1,000 baseline feels normal, but this chip hike explains the creep. And it's pandemic proof. Supply chain still wobbly, AI hype demanding more silicon real estate. Android's finally neck and neck with iPhone silicon. Gen 5's rumored to sip 20% less power while cranking 30% faster NPU for on-device magic like real-time translation or generative art. But if it means skimping on the rest, nah. Or pricing out the average Joe, double nah. We're in a tech arms race, but at what human cost? Abhishek nailed it in his X thread. These are estimates, fluid as ever. Backroom OEM packs could shave 10 to 20% off for loyalists, but tariffs or shortages could inflate them more. Trends clear, upward spiral unless dual sourcing saves the day. Fingers crossed for those Samsung tests.